Once upon a time, in a bustling city, there was a beggar who spent his days sitting at a railway station, relying on the generosity of passengers traveling on the trains that stopped there. He had no other means of support, and his life seemed to follow the same monotonous routine every day. He would beg for alms, receiving just enough to get by. His existence, seemingly destined for mediocrity, lacked the spark of possibility. One sunny afternoon, as the beggar sat there in his usual spot, a well-dressed man approached him. The man was tall, confident, and looked prosperous. The beggar, as was his custom, extended his hand, hoping to receive some money. The man, however, paused and looked at the beggar with a piercing gaze. He then spoke, his voice firm yet kind. "You always ask others for help, but have you ever thought about what you can give in return?" The beggar was taken aback. He had never considered this question before. "What can I give?" he wondered. "I'm just a beggar. I don't have anything to offer." The man smiled. "If you have nothing to give, then you don't have the right to ask for anything. I believe in give and take. If you have something to offer, then I will gladly give something in return. Otherwise, how can I help you?" With those words, the man boarded the train and left, but his message remained. The beggar sat there, contemplating the words that had just been spoken to him. For the first time in his life, he began to question his own beliefs about himself. He had always seen himself as someone with nothing to give, but now he wondered, could he change his thinking and in turn, his life? Over the next few days, the beggar found himself thinking deeply about the man's words. What could he give? He knew he didn't have money or any material possessions to offer. He was just a beggar after all. But the thought kept nagging at him, and soon an idea began to form in his mind. On the third day, as he sat at the station, he noticed some beautiful flowers blooming in the plants nearby. The vibrant colors and delicate petals sparked a new thought. Why don't I give flowers to people in exchange for their generosity? It wasn't much, but it was something. He decided to give it a try. The next day, he picked a few flowers and carried them with him as he begged for alms. When someone gave him money, he offered them a flower in return. To his surprise, people smiled and took the flowers, some even commenting on the beauty of the gesture. His simple act of giving, however small, brought joy to others, and in turn it seemed to attract more generosity. People were willing to give him more, not just because he was asking, but because he had something to offer in return. The beggar continued this routine every day, plucking flowers and handing them to the kind souls who gave him alms. Over time, he noticed that the more he gave, the more he received. The small act of kindness had created a ripple effect, transforming his once bleak existence into something more hopeful. One day, while begging at the station, the same tall man who had first spoken to him appeared again. The beggar eagerly approached him and said, "Today I have something to offer you. I have flowers to give in exchange for your generosity." The man was pleasantly surprised and accepted the flowers, smiling. "Wonderful," he said. "You've become a businessman just like me. You see, we only truly receive when we give. And now you've learned that lesson." The beggar smiled, his heart filled with pride and hope. For the first time, he saw himself not as a beggar, but as someone who had something valuable to offer the world. The man's words echoed in his mind. We only receive when we give. 6 months later, the beggar's life had undergone a remarkable transformation. He was no longer the same person who had once sat helplessly on the station bench. He had become a successful flower merchant, selling the flowers he once gave away for free. The money he earned allowed him to buy more flowers and grow his small business. His mindset had changed, and with it, his life had changed too. One day, as he was traveling to another city for a business meeting, he bumped into the same tall man who had changed his life. The beggar, now well-dressed and confident, smiled and extended his hand for a handshake. "Do you remember me?" the beggar asked. The tall man looked at him and, after a moment of recognition, smiled. "Of course. You were the beggar who offered me flowers in exchange for alms. But today you look so different. What's happened to you?" The beggar beamed. "I was the beggar, yes, but today I'm a successful flower merchant. Your words changed my life. I realized that I wasn't just a beggar. I was always a businessman. I just didn't see myself that way. Once I changed my thinking and understood the power of giving, everything changed. I now run a large flower business, and it all started with the simple act of giving flowers in return for generosity." The tall man smiled and nodded. "You've done well. You've proven that success isn't just about what you receive, but about what you're willing to give in return. You've understood the law of give and take, and that has made all the difference." As the two men continued their journey, they both smiled, knowing that the beggar's transformation was a testament to the power of changing one's mindset. This story teaches us a profound lesson about the power of mindset and the law of give and take. Often we find ourselves trapped in limiting beliefs, thinking that we are incapable of achieving success or making a difference. We may see ourselves as unworthy or lacking, just as the beggar once did. But true transformation begins when we change the way we think about ourselves and the world around us. When we shift our focus from taking to giving, we open up new opportunities. Whether it's giving our time, effort, kindness, or value, the act of giving creates a flow of positivity that attracts abundance and prosperity. The beggar's journey from a hopeless beggar to a thriving businessman is a testament to this truth. Success is not just about what we receive, but about what we're willing to give. When we change our thinking, we change our lives. By shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, we unlock our true potential and create a future filled with endless possibilities. So no matter where you are in life or what challenges you face, remember that the power to change your circumstances lies in your hands. Change your thinking, and you will change your life.